Oh, we didn't see you there.
Oh, but since you're here, welcome to
The Normalcy Normies 2025. In years past, we've done very silly things, from beer pong to a giant tournament of games determined by a bingo cage. But we're different people than we were. We've matured, we've aged. If there's one thing that comes with maturity, it is age. If there's one thing that comes with age, it's maturity. And if there's one thing that comes with both of those, it's sitting together and playing bingo. So that's what we're gonna do. This one is gonna be much more of just a simple discussion of what we liked and thought about film this year. How this is going to work this year is that we're going to spin our very famous deluxe metal bingo cage, and whoever gets a point gets to read the next category. If we tie, we'll be gentlemanly and adult about it and just kind of trade off. And whoever gets an actual bingo first gets to be the person who declares the best picture winner at the end.
That sounds fair.
It does. And mature. Are you ready, Adam?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. I'm so scared this thing is gonna like fall apart. Okay.
Got one.
Our first is 075. Nope.
Nope for me.
Okay. Is this riveting? I think it's riveting.
Yeah, I'm realizing there's a lot of numbers.
071.
I do have 070.
I do as well. Oh my goodness. How about you, sir? You go first.
Well, thank you. First category is visual effects. The nominees are Dune Part 2, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Nosferatu, and The Substance. And the winner is Dune Part 2. Congrats.
When I saw it, I knew it would win, is the simplest thing I have to talk about that.
Yeah. There's nothing that looks like it.
Yeah, it's from the beginning opening to like those guys flying against like the desert, like sunsets, to just every spaceship, every like invisible effect, every obvious giant sandworm is like so good. And it's a reminder that like, those movies are made like cheaper than some of the Marvel movies lately, and it looks better because they plan it and have like the time that they need. It's a wonderful thing to see, and congrats to Dune.
Congrats, Dune.
Like you were saying, this is a game that typically you see on TV played with like a large group of elderly people, and we just
Hundreds sometimes.
We just have 2 cards. I-30. I do not have that.
Do not.
So this could be perhaps the most boring thing we've ever done. But
We might have to speed up the footage a little bit.
We might have to do some speed ups. I'll be okay if like this entire thing, 066. I got it.
I do not.
Ooh, and that's another O. I've got 2 in the line of bingo. But that means I get to tell you all about our choice for score. The nominees for best score are Dune Part 2, Hundreds of Beavers, A Different Man, The Brutalist, and Challengers. And the winner of the Normie is The Brutalist. Congratulations to all involved. What'd you like about
I'm the one who pushed for The Brutalist.
Yes, you did.
It's the one that I listened to the most outside of the film. And I think it just like really carries the movie, really sets a tone that I was vibing with. There are a lot of good scores this year, but this is the one that I felt.
I loved so many, but it was just, I agreed with you for one that it's just like, it really is a great mood throughout the whole movie. And one of the worst things when we go to decide the Normies that happens is when you tell me this is the one I've been listening to in my free time, because I don't do that. So I'm just like, well, I can't, what am I gonna say to that? You're like, I just devoted like parts of my life to just listening to this movie soundtrack. It's great. All right. I neglected to ask, is there a time when you want to be spinning this deluxe metal bingo cage?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
G50.
Oh, look at that.
I have it as well, sir.
Oh, well, you can
And
read
it's my turn on the ties. Look at that. And mine's going towards, I forgot to place my free. Don't forget at home, whenever you play bingo on your own, because I don't want you to play with
Yeah,
this.
we
It
should
has
have
no
said
effect.
at the top that you should be playing along at home.
I was just telling them not to play along at home because it means nothing. But you know what? If you've got a bingo card laying around, play at home.
People don't often get to play bingo, and we're just giving it them.
Mark your free spaces if you're playing at home. See if you beat us. This is sound editing and mixing. a category near and dear to my heart. The nominees are Dune Part 2, The Wild Robot, Hundreds of Beavers, Challengers, and Nosferatu. And the winner is Dune Part 2, yet again on a technical category.
Yeah, it's no surprise Dune's gonna show up in all these technical categories.
One could say it's like a technically perfect movie.
Yeah.
And I'd be okay saying that.
One could say that.
But there were a lot of really good ones. I like to have a quick shout out for Hundreds of Beavers.
Yeah.
A ridiculous movie to anyone that's seen it. The whole movie is sound effects. There's no dialogue, so if they didn't make it work, the movie would be a complete flop. But it's one that was funny to me. Lots of good picks from things that are just anything sports related with Challengers to Nosferatu being supernatural, but Dune Part 2, the sci-fi, there's a scene where the Emperor's space orb comes into the atmosphere, and it is just one of the most unique and like body shaking sounds, and I just wanted to recognize who did that. Next up, we've got ourselves, it's on the run, but I caught it. It's N34.
Not me.
I have it. I'm on a roll. I'm excited. Is this how old people feel?
There's normally
All the time?
I feel like there's normally more of a prize at the end when you're playing bingo.
You don't think reading our best picture winner is a good prize?
I think it would happen one way or the other.
But you get to do it if you win, sir. This time, we are talking about editing. One of the last of our more technical categories. We're getting there. The nominees for Best Editing are Conclave, Dune Part 2, Transformers 1, The Brutalist, and Challengers. And the winner is Dune Part 2, yet again. I don't know. What do you have to say about this one? We obviously both liked the editing.
I mean, it just is paced super well. I think that's a big part of editing. And just scene to scene, but also shot to shot. I think it just flows really great.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about editing?
This one has a lot more action, I'd say, than the first one. And action editing is so easy to tell when it's wrong. And it's always worth pointing out, like, when you don't notice, when you don't think about the editing in an action scene, that means someone, like, worked their butt off.
Yeah.
Like, one of the best, like, action-edited movies of all time, Mad Max Fury Road, a lot of people don't think about, but, like, I'm like, no, that's, like, the best edited movie ever, because you don't get distracted the entire time. And Dune has a lot of that, mixed with just being, like, I don't know, the editing just knows when to even cut in simple ways to make, like, really epic sequences.
Yeah, I mean, editing is one of
that.
those, it's good if you don't notice it, so.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next category. I hope Adam gets to read some, because my voice is getting tired. I-18.
Nope.
Another for me. This is, do you remember back again, no one watches these, so none of you watching remember, the 5 of you, when we played beer pong, I had like a runaway streak where I was just reading everything. It's like this, except I don't feel good because it's not skill-based. It's just like, okay, here I go. Cinematography. Our nominees are Dune Part 2, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, Conclave, The Brutalist, and The Apprentice. And the winner is The Brutalist. Congratulations to everyone who touched that camera. You were a big pusher for this one, Adam. Thoughts?
Well, I think the shot at the beginning of the Statue of Liberty coming out and then you're like disoriented, I think that is gonna go down in history as one of the best shots in film history. But then on top of that, you've just got all those like POV shots of the camera that just like really stuck in my brain at least. And then just beautiful looking in general. You think of I think it's Italy is where they go, but like the whole marble caverns.
The marble caverns is probably like the one that I'd like look at like a painting almost. And my justification for agreeing to this one from the beginning was the cinematography almost makes me think that I don't hate the art movement that is brutalism, because those buildings to me are ugly in real life, but gosh, they fill them with a sense of wonder within the camera just enough to make me go along with the whole film. And that's, if cinematography conveys that, I feel like that's it. You did it. You did your job.
Convince you to like brutalism.
Convince you to like minimalism, but grayer. So this time we've got ourselves a G56.
Oh,
I do not have this. Oh, finally.
snap.
Thank you, Lord.
I've made a little diamond, so none
that's
of them are
cute.
helping me get a big
Yeah, it's just a little diamond shape.
The category is screenplay. The nominees are The Apprentice, Wild Robot, Conclave, A Different Man, and Bike Riders. The winner is A Different Man. What do you have to say about Different Man?
What category is this?
This is screenplay.
That's what I thought.
I had a moment like that with editing. I was like, wait, what am I about to talk about?
Why not? It's, no, the screenplay, because we don't divide it by original or adapted. We're not like super technical about it. I'm both impressed by just the originality of what it does. It's one of the most interesting films I've seen.
Is it an original screenplay? Or should we have checked that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
That's why we don't divide between the two, because we don't care.
Yeah.
We're just like, was the screenplay good?
Yeah.
And this one is very good. I've never seen something quite like that. The dialogue for all of it is fascinating because it's a mix of being incredibly like metatextual about like even the actors in this film itself, like when they get to about like they start talking about like the play in the movie might be adapted. Is it okay that this actor is doing it? It's like there's so many like interesting questions in there, but it's also just wildly entertaining, like every bit of dialogue to me.
Yeah, and it like changes movies almost halfway through.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like super interesting. It's a tone switch in a way, but it also feels like inevitable.
Yeah, it almost changes like twice to me because the first 30 minutes are like one thing, and then like when the character shifts physically, I'm just keeping it vague, but like go see A Different Man if you're into some kind of weird stuff, but it's good. Yeah, it just like shifts part of the way through and then has like another shift at the end, and you're watching things fall apart. And when things fall apart in like a beautiful way, that's some of my favorite kind of movie writing. Yeah, that's all I got. That was kind of a long ramble. These two are really stuck in there. I'm worried this bingo cage might not be as deluxe as Walmart advertised. 064.
Nope.
It's not for me. Oh dear. I'll get the speed up button ready. It's N41. Oh, you got one. Thank you so much.
Finally helping me towards a bingo.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Well, look at that. You've got...
My in column is well on its way.
Remember, diagonals are also bingos, which you already had two for.
I forgot about that.
Yep.
There we go.
He's got two chances.
The category is director. The nominees are Denis Villeneuve for Dune Part 2, George Miller, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, Aaron Schimberg, A Different Man, Luca Guadagnino, Challengers, and Brady Corbet for The Brutalist. The winner is Denis Villeneuve, Dune Part 2.
What are your thoughts, Adam?
Well, I think it's a darn shame he didn't get nominated at the Oscars.
Yeah, I might have a thing on that later in the notes. But it's, that movie is doing so much, and it's winning all these technical categories at the actual Oscars. It got nominated for several categories, and I just like the idea that it's like, man, it's a shame nobody did all that.
Yeah.
It's a shame there wasn't like an incredibly...
Crazy how everything just like magically came together.
Yeah, and no one steered this incredibly huge, some would say unadaptable ship successfully into port. And I don't know much else to say for it besides like, it's a miracle this got made, let alone is good.
Yeah.
And it's really good. And everyone, yeah, Denis.
One of the greatest working filmmakers.
Yeah. And it's good to know that he'll at least see this, even though he won't. Yeah, so make sure, I know one of the 5 people that watches probably knows Denis. Make sure that he sees this. It can be just this part that we complimented him. He can skip the rest.
Yeah, snip it for whatever the social media are.
N33. See, we said we were old. He doesn't even know what social media is anymore. I still say it's the TikToks. N33, did you have that?
No.
Okay, here we go. B13. Dang it.
Now it's my turn to go on a run.
You got this. Give me a break.
The category is supporting actress. The nominees are Maria Bakalova, The Apprentice, Rebecca Ferguson, Dune Part 2, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, Ariana Grande, Wicked, Renate Renezve, apologies if I did not pronounce that correctly, for A Different Man. The winner is Felicity Jones, The Brutalist.
I like that we didn't clap at the same time at all. Yeah, she's real good in that.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting to like have the whole first half, her not in it at all, but like her presence is felt. And then when she comes, it's like not a different movie, but like definitely the vibes change and you know, she brings a presence.
I was gonna say like it's some credit to the writing, but she makes sure it doesn't fall flat. That like the movie changes completely to me once she shows up.
Yeah.
Just like the balance, the characters, everything.
Yeah. Congratulations, Felicity Jones.
Yeah, it was real good. Continuing on in our most exciting idea ever, G51.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, okay, I'll just relax for a bit. They are getting, you know, you've actually got like some good looking stuff there now.
This category is called Supporting Actor. The nominees are Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice, Chris Hemsworth, Furiosa, A Mad Max Saga, Guy Pearce, The Brutalist, Adam Pearson, A Different Man, Tom Hardy, Bike Riders. The winner is Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. What do you think about Jeremy Strong?
I think he's dang good in the movie. That's what the movie's about. If people haven't seen The Apprentice, it does a great job for one of being like a movie that knows if it's about a current person, let's focus on a thing, and it's the relationship between Trump and Cohn. And he plays this character so well in both the way that you see how he leads and molds him, but also just like, I don't know, getting to see his fall as like he gets more distant.
Yeah.
And like how a lot of his stuff has come back to bite him. And just, I don't know, it's not like it goes through these crazy like huge scenes that are like really, you know, Oscar award winning, like when you think of it's just, it's so consistently to me, I just see this character and I love watching every second, even though he's like a terrible person.
Yeah. And I feel like the real person is notoriously difficult to wrap your head around. And so like he gives you an in without like making you think like you're trying to like him. Like he's still obviously a terrible person.
Yeah.
Like there is a bit of humanizing that I think has to happen with every person who plays a character.
Yeah. Everyone is human after all.
Oh, interesting.
Did you not know that?
I assumed, but I just never heard it.
Okay, I think we can talk later about that because I think that's a pretty important thing to. I-27. I got one again. It's been a bit. Does it help me towards a bingo? No, not really.
That's a bingo.
It's not, Adam. Don't steal my moment. You're gonna, if you say that, then it's gonna mean less when it's really a bingo. You realize that, right? This category is lead actress. The nominees are Anya Taylor-Joy for Furiosa, A Mad Max Saga, Lupita Nyong'o, The Wild Robot, Jodie Comer, Bike Riders, and Cynthia Erivo, Wicked, and Zendaya for Challengers. Almost forgot to read one of them there. It's almost
Sounded
because...
like we were at 5.
I know. It's a lot of syllables.
Yeah.
Honestly, Furiosa, A Mad Max Saga.
That's 2 right there.
Yep. Anyway, the real reason that I had us break there is because the last one is highlighted because it's our winner, Zendaya, Challengers, for a lead actress. I haven't seen Challengers. Adam?
I have seen Challengers.
Okay, I was about to be like, dude, we had a whole conversations. What did you like about it so much?
Zendaya is like person who's very well in the public eye. And so I think for her to play against type is really interesting, first of all. And then she just does it really well. She's like the anchor to the movie. And, you know, I was very happy to award her this award. That's a nomination.
this award. I don't know what we're cutting out or not. We'll see.
Keep it in.
But yeah, from what I've seen, it seems like a good performance, and there were a lot of good contenders, though, I gotta say.
Yeah,
I pushed really hard for Lupita Nyong'o just to get nominated, because I'm like, voice work should get recognized more, and I think she did an incredible job. We've got I-23.
Okay.
Not for me. What do you got for us, Adam?
We've got I-23.
The category, Adam.
Lead actor. The nominees are Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice, Ralph Fiennes for Conclave, Adrian Brody, The Brutalist, Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing, and Sebastian Stan, A Different Man. The award goes to Sebastian Stan for A Different Man.
I gotta say, to me, in a lot of ways, and we talked about this when we were choosing them, this was like the year of Sebastian Stan to me.
Yeah.
I know it was just 2 movies, but there were 2 movies that I thought he killed it.
Well, and yeah, he's nominated for The Apprentice, which is weird that we're nominating him for A Different Man. He's nominated for A Different Man.
Yeah, did you know that? He's so like recognizable because everyone knows him from Marvel movies, but he is carving out for himself, like when he's not doing those, and I'm sure getting a great paycheck, he's doing some of the most like interesting movies that not a ton of people are gonna see, but like, he's really pushing himself as an actor, and he just killed it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see where he goes from here.
There's a scene in A Different Man when he's lost his mind and he loses his job. He's wearing a mask around, doing a funny accent, because he's just gone completely crazy, and that's as vague as I can keep it. That is like so almost scary to watch, and nothing actually scary is happening. It's just the way he's like moving and vocalizing. I'm like, oh, this man is gone. Yeah. it's wonderful. I want to see him just do more and more weird stuff like this. All right, we're getting near the end here, aren't we?
Yeah, that was my fear, that we'd just play bingo for a while while waiting for Best Picture.
We've only fast forwarded probably a tiny bit. I-16.
I've got that.
I do not.
So now it is time for the Normalcy Nopes.
And the Normalcy Yeps, which you said had to be added last year, so we weren't so negative. That's what you said.
I stand by it.
I might take the first one here, or all of them, who knows. I wanted to have a special call out. Normalcy Nopes are things that we didn't like in film this year in various ways, just relating to the film industry. This is a goodbye and truly a sunken boat of the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters, or the Spunk, as everyone knows it. They tried to change the name and make it something less ridiculous, but the internet grabbed onto that and people refused to stop saying Spunk, and I will never. It's all of those movies: Morbius, Craven, Madam Web, Venom. Venom, the only like light spot in that darkness, I feel.
I've never seen any of them.
Neither have I. Of the Venoms, I assume.
Yeah, I haven't seen any Venoms or Morbius or...
Have you seen none of the Spunk?
What is... Where did Spunk start? What's the first?
Is it Morbius?
No, Venom would be first, right?
Yeah, no, Venom then Morbius.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen any.
Yep. It's just, it was so consistently not it. And I don't know how else to explain. Like, you could watch the trailers and be like, that's not correct.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put that.
Yeah, it's more accurate to say it's just not it than it is to say it's bad.
Yeah, because like, a lot of people have fun with the Venom ones, and those are the ones I haven't seen, but like so many, I watched Madam Web, and they're just so... Sony, you can tell, their movies are famous for tons of ADR after the fact, to like give exposition and stuff. And there's so many scenes where like, you can see the character in the background, but it was like out of focus, like no one will notice, but you can tell their lips aren't moving. That's the one from Madam Web that if people have seen it, I hope they know. And you're just like, what are you doing? I don't get it. They missed a lot this year to the point where they say the universe is dead after trying to really forcibly build up to their own Thanos. And the CEO has now resigned. He was in charge of that bit of the spunk. And he said he thinks they were good movies and that they were just treated unfairly by the public. And there's something about me, like, I don't like to be mean. But how tone deaf do you have to be to, like, not recognize that, like, when you go out to see, and because again, he's not saying, I think they're good superhero movies, he's saying good movies. I don't know how you can go to other, like, pieces of art and look at your thing and just be like, it's missing something so integral to being real. That's the longest rant I have, I promise.
In a way, you could say it's a yep, because it's finally over.
Yeah, but this year they stank. Do you want to read what the next one is?
So this next nope is, along with the Oscars that we were mentioning earlier, Dune 2 and Sing Sing got pretty snubbed at the Oscars, notably Denis for director, and Sing Sing from Best Picture. And I know you have seen Sing Sing.
I'm the biggest, I'll tell you, like, right now that Sing Sing is one of my favorite movies of the year, if not my favorite. Barely anyone saw it. It just got completely skipped by the Oscars. We know they watched it because Coleman Domingo got nominated, but they thought, you know what? The movie itself not good, which is bull. It's really, really good.
Well, they needed space for Emilia Perez, so it makes sense.
Did they nominate 10 full ones this year? Did they need the space?
I think they did.
Ridiculous. That's the thing, is because, like, Dune didn't get director, and it didn't qualify as, the score wasn't original enough to qualify for best score at the Oscars, but Wicked did under original score, which seems a little untrue because the score is quite literally adapted. They probably wrote one new song like they always do. I think that's wild. I think the Oscars are ridiculous, but hey, they nominated Emilia Perez. The only other one I kind of added was just at the end, I'm like, a few actors I really like died this year, which we never do for, like, the nopes, but I'm like, I don't know, we lost Donald Sutherland, James Earl Jones, Maggie Smith, and Carl Weathers. Like, there's some pretty, like, I don't know, heavy hitters there.
Donald Sutherland, I actually forgot about. And
it's
hurt again.
It's sad. I love Donald Sutherland. And it's just like, wow, what a shame.
What a shame.
Anyway, the yeps. We'll keep these pretty quick because this section's going on for quite a while. Yeps. The news that Christopher Nolan is basically cashing in on his crazy Oppenheimer Oscar wins to produce a crazy expensive Greek epic adaptation of the Odyssey. There's rumors that it's going to be $300 million budget, that he's going to build an 18-foot tall animatronic for the Cyclops, use that money to do what no one else could do.
Marvel realizing they need to take a little break this year. We didn't have many Marvel movies in 2024, if you didn't notice.
Then we just said it was a good year to see a lot of good animated movies were out.
Yeah.
I like that, both like classic stop motion, and then you also had just a lot of good 3D animated that I'm like, I don't know, I like animation. It's good to see them have a good year. That's it. We said we were doing it fast.
Okay.
And we have.
Okay.
The final category. So it's funny because neither of us got a bingo, which in my foolishness I thought would actually happen.
Yeah, I can't remember how fast bingo went.
Yeah, so 062, do you have it?
I do have 062.
Okay, that's it then. We're calling that.
All right, I get to read Best Picture.
Yep, you're the Best Picture reader. What a shame.
All right. The nominees for Best Picture of the 2025 Normalcy Normies are as follows. The Wild Robot, Dune Part 2, Sing Sing, A Different Man, and The Brutalist. The winner is... A Different Man! So we
You're not gonna clap for our Best Picture winner?
I did this. Oh, I guess that was the lead up.
Yeah, that was the drum roll. Yeah.
We've said a lot about A Different Man.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the culmination of it all.
It was just one of the most unique movies I saw. I loved the performances. I loved both what it was trying to say and also its willingness to be like, I don't care what you think I'm saying. I'm gonna keep like this steamroll, avalanche, snowball of a plot. And it's one of those ones that's kind of hard to describe where it goes it's not like we have a giant spider like crawling out of like a person and it births a cocoon. Like, it just gets so weird. Or ants. It gets so weird on a character level. And I just love every second of it. But this was an amazing year. Like, it was a kind of a tough thing to choose. I know your front runner was The Brutalist, I believe.
It was.
Mine was Sing Sing, which you haven't seen. And but we both had like very close up there A Different Man, because it just, I don't know. Why'd it stick with you, I guess?
A Different Man is just one of those movies where you're so happy you knew nothing going in. So apologies if we've given too much away already, but
I think we've kept it pretty vague.
yeah, we have kept it vague. So you should go watch A Different Man without knowing anything else.
Yeah.
But it's just really exciting to see a movie like that, and
Yeah.
I'm very pleased that it has become our Best Picture winner.
I know. It deserves it. It's a good movie. Good year. And so with that, that's our Normalcy Normies 2025, covering the year of 2024. I think we did a good job being incredibly mature, incredibly old, and more true than anything, boring.
Yes. And we have a lot to learn about bingo, but that's what old age is for.
Is that what it's for?
One of many.
One of the perks.
Yeah.
Do you look forward to being old in a bingo hall?
I think the bingo hall is actually a very lively place, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, cheers to all of our futures, hopefully making it to that glorious bingo hall and all the movies we'll watch along the way. Thank you for watching. And now we're going to roll this at super fast speed to see if we can actually get a bingo.